I had a ball of a time. You know how much I love the story. You know how much I love the country. Here's some of the behind-the-scenes stuff for those of you who like to see what happens when we were setting up on a rooftop in Dallas, all the way through to the fun that we had in Cowtown. And then, of course, once we made our way towards Washington, D.C., it was the experience of a career and just a real-life highlight. Thanks to everyone involved, both here and behind the scenes, but also thank you for watching in the numbers that you did. I still am bowled over that one of the editorials that we did from there's got almost 6 million people on YouTube. Unbelievable stuff. But a couple of things I wanted to mention about all of this, which is that there has, of course, been a little bit more news since Donald Trump won about a week ago, and it is all now to who he's going to surround himself with. Now, a bloke who did serve in the military, has got multiple Bronze Stars for courage, has been nominated as his Defence Secretary, but he's also, and more famously known as, a host on Fox News, which of course has got left-wing media going crazy. Little Marco Rubio will be the chief diplomat. That'll be announced in the next couple of days. And the big one today is that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are going to get together and they are going to kind of live out the right-wing dream, which is to truly take the prunes to a federal budget. Now, remember, the US is more than $30 trillion in debt. $7 trillion is how much they spend each and every year, and Republicans believe that there is a huge amount of fat to cut. Now, the reality is that that is probably very true, but when you have two people who haven't worked in government before, who've been very aggressive in the way that they have dealt with business, and yes, turned businesses around, a big way they have done is to sack an awful lot of people. So on the one hand, Trump is absolutely going to want to help dismantle much of the deep state, get rid of some of the dead wood that have always thought that they can outlive a president, so it doesn't matter whether you try or not. But of course, let's say 1 million people got the biscuit. Well, that's 1 million people who go onto the unemployment queues, and then Donald Trump wouldn't want that either, because that will end up having its issues when it comes to how his presidency will be judged. But I mention all of this not to continue the glow of the past week, but to remind you that while Donald Trump won the election, he's still not the president yet. In fact, we have to wait until January 20 for that to happen. So let's check in on the corpse that's currently occupying the office. No, not the one who was falling up the stairs within the first 50 days of becoming president, by the way, back in 2021. No, here he was today. Clear question, weird answer. Roll the tape.
President Biden, do you think that you can get a hostage deal by the end of your term?
I think you can get hit in the head by a camera behind you. All right. Thank you all.
Wow. They get an upgrade on January 20, but there's a lot of time between now and January 20, and that's the guy who's in charge, still in the United States. As for the person who works side by side with him as the co-pilot in the plane that was heading in the wrong direction, 75% of Americans saying that's the case. What about the details we're learning about just how much money, firstly, this campaign had and how they spent it? Piddled it up against the wall, dare I say. They raised more than $1 billion. They spent $1 billion, and even then, they ended up $20 million in debt. Talk to Megyn Kelly in a second. Here's some of the stuff they spent their money on.
She reportedly paid $5 million to Megan Thee Stallion to perform at one of her rallies. $5 million. And the reason she did that is because Kamala Harris could get no crowds.